12 shocking crimes that shattered Hollywood's golden age. Behind the glittering facade of Hollywood's golden age lurked a darker side, one filled with shocking scandals, heinous crimes, and fallen stars. From beloved comedians to swashbuckling heroes, these are the stories that shattered Tinseltown's perfect image. 1. The tragic fall of Fatty Arbuckle, Hollywood's first major scandal. Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle's story epitomizes the classic tale of rags to riches to ruins. Born into poverty, this pioneering silent film star rose from humble beginnings, using his father's theater connections to break into vaudeville. His natural talent for physical comedy and infectious charm quickly caught Hollywood's attention. By 1913, Arbuckle had found his home at Keystone Studios under Max Sennett's mentorship. His persona, the lovable, clumsy big man, resonated with audiences, making him one of silent cinema's highest-paid performers. Beyond acting, he showcased his versatility by directing numerous successful films, including The Butcher Boy and The Rounders. However, September 1921 marked the beginning of his downfall. During a party at San Francisco's St. Francis Hotel, actress Virginia Rapp fell seriously ill and died days later from peritonitis caused by a ruptured bladder. The media frenzy that followed painted Arbuckle as a drunken monster who had allegedly assaulted Rapp, leading to her death. The subsequent legal battle involved 3 separate trials. The first ended in a hung jury, the second was declared a mistrial, and the third finally vindicated Arbuckle after just 6 minutes of deliberation. The jury even issued an unprecedented apology, stating their complete belief in his innocence. 2. Errol Flynn, the dashing hero's dark accusations. The 1930s and 40s belonged to Errol Flynn, whose magnetic presence and adventurous roles in films like Captain Blood made him Hollywood's ultimate leading man. With his charming smile and athletic prowess, Flynn embodied the swashbuckling hero both on and off screen. His roguish charm and striking good looks made him an instant star. But beneath the surface, controversy brewed. Flynn's personal life became as dramatic as his film roles, setting the stage for one of Hollywood's most scandalous chapters, demonstrating how quickly public opinion could turn against even the most beloved stars. The industry's golden age wasn't just about glamour and success. It was also marked by these dark moments that revealed the human frailties behind the silver screen's perfect facade. These stories continue to fascinate us, reminding us that even in Hollywood's most glittering era, reality could be stranger and darker than fiction. While audiences cheered for his dashing performances in The Adventures of Robin Hood and The Seahawk, Errol Flynn's off-screen life rivaled his most dramatic roles. His journey from a promising newcomer to Hollywood's most controversial leading man perfectly captured the era's excesses and dark underbelly. Flynn's path to stardom began in England, where he cut his teeth in several minor productions. However, his fortunes changed dramatically after signing with Warner Brothers in 1935. His breakout role in Captain Blood, portraying a charismatic pirate hero, not only defined his career trajectory, but also established him as Hollywood's premier swashbuckling star. But in 1942, Flynn's carefully crafted image crumbled when 2 teenage girls, 15-year-olds Jane Ayler and Betty Hansen, accused him of statutory rape. The ensuing trial became a media sensation, with newspapers eagerly reporting every salacious detail. Flynn's defense team successfully argued that the girls had fabricated their claims, leading to his acquittal. However, the phrase "in like Flynn" entered popular culture, forever tarnishing his reputation. Flynn's personal life remained a tabloid staple throughout his career. His 3 marriages, particularly his tumultuous first union with actress Lili Demita, generated countless headlines. Known for his excessive drinking, wild parties, and reckless behavior, Flynn embodied Hollywood's hedonistic lifestyle. The 1940s and 1950s saw his professional reputation deteriorate rapidly. Stories of his frequent tardiness on set, difficult behavior, and alcohol-fueled altercations became commonplace. More troubling were his alleged connections to organized crime figures, which added a darker dimension to his already controversial image. Legal troubles continued to plague him. In 1940, he was arrested for assaulting a photographer, and despite his substantial earnings, financial mismanagement left him struggling with mounting debts. The toll of his hard-living lifestyle became increasingly apparent, and in 1959, at just 50 years old, Flynn succumbed to a heart attack, a tragic end to a career that had once promised so much more. His story serves as a cautionary tale of how quickly fame can turn to infamy in Hollywood's unforgiving spotlight, setting the stage for another legend whose reputation would be forever marred by scandal, Charlie Chaplin. 3. Charlie Chaplin, the Little Tramp's Big Troubles. Few figures loom as large in cinema history as Charlie Chaplin. His iconic portrayal of the lovable vagrant touched millions, while his talents as an actor, director, and composer revolutionized the art of filmmaking during the silent era. Yet behind the bowler hat and cane lay a complicated man whose personal life would become as dramatic as any of his films. Born into poverty in London, Chaplin's early life read like one of his melodramas. Abandoned by his father and separated from his mentally ill mother, he found his escape in performance, joining the vaudeville circuit at just 14. His journey to America in 1912 with the Fred Carnot Company proved fortuitous, catching the eye of comedy pioneer Mack Sennett in 1914. By the 1930s, however, Chaplin's personal life began overshadowing his artistic achievements. The most damaging scandal erupted when actress Joan Barry claimed he had fathered her child, leading to a highly publicized paternity suit in 1944. Despite the mounting evidence, Chaplin's fierce denial of Joan Barry's paternity claims sparked an unprecedented legal battle. Though DNA testing would later prove him innocent, the jury, swayed by public sentiment, ordered him to pay child support despite compelling evidence in his defense. This case marked the beginning of Chaplin's descent from beloved icon to controversial figure. Chaplin's romantic entanglements, particularly with significantly younger women, drew intense public scrutiny. His 1924 marriage to 16-year-old Lita Gray, when he was 35, ignited a firestorm of controversy. Their tumultuous union, plagued by financial disputes and infidelity allegations, ended in a bitter 1927 divorce. Even his more private marriage to Paulette Goddard raised eyebrows due to their considerable age gap. The most controversial relationship began in 1943 when Chaplin, then 54, married 18-year-old Una O'Neill, daughter of playwright Eugene O'Neill. Despite widespread criticism and her father's disapproval, their marriage proved remarkably stable, producing 8 children and lasting until Chaplin's death. Una became his anchor, though the relationship remained a subject of public fascination and occasional ridicule. Chaplin's artistic criticism of capitalism and vocal support for working-class causes made him a target during the Red Scare. His films, which often featured sharp social commentary, drew suspicion from authorities increasingly paranoid about communist influence in Hollywood. The FBI maintained an extensive file on him, watching his every move. In 1952, while in England for the premiere of Limelight, Chaplin received devastating news. The U.S. government had revoked his re-entry permit. Though never formally charged with any communist activities, he found himself effectively exiled from America, the country where he had built his legendary career. Choosing dignity over capitulation, Chaplin spent his remaining years in Switzerland, where he continued creating art despite his forced exile. 4. Clara Bow, the original It Girl. Born into poverty in Brooklyn in 1905, Clara Bow's early life was marked by hardship. An abusive father and mentally ill mother couldn't crush her dreams of stardom, even when circumstances forced her into foster care. Through determination and raw talent, she fought her way from beauty pageants to movie extras, finally landing the role that would define the jazz age. Her breakthrough performance as a confident, charming flapper resonated with audiences, earning her the nickname the It Girl. While early talkies like The Saturday Night Kid and The Wild Party proved successful, her career began to decline as the industry fully embraced sound pictures. However, it wasn't just technological change that threatened Beau's stardom. Her personal life, filled with scandalous romances and controversial relationships, became tabloid fodder. Rumors about her sexuality and alleged affairs, including a much-publicized relationship with Rudolph Valentino, dominated headlines. The final blow came in the early 1930s when former employee Barbara Lamar made devastating accusations about Beau's personal life, including claims about sexually transmitted diseases and multiple affairs. Whether true or not, these allegations dealt a devastating blow to her career, marking another casualty of Hollywood's unforgiving spotlight. The media's relentless scrutiny shaped public perception of Clara Bow as reckless and promiscuous, but beneath the scandalous headlines lay a deeply troubled soul. Her battle with mental health issues, largely stemming from her traumatic childhood, and Hollywood's crushing expectations, painted a more complex picture of the original It Girl. Medical professionals diagnosed Bow with nervous fatigue, a common euphemism of the era for various mental health conditions. These struggles frequently forced her to retreat from the spotlight, sometimes for months at a time. Her emotional instability manifested in volatile relationships, both personal and professional, creating a cycle of scandal and suffering that seemed impossible to break. 5. Spade Cooley, the dark side of Western swing. Known as the king of Western swing, Spade Cooley dominated California's entertainment scene after World War II. His innovative fusion of jazz, swing, and traditional Western music captivated audiences, while his charismatic performances on radio and television made him a household name. His 1945 hit Shame on You topped both country and pop charts, cementing his status as a crossover star. Throughout the 1940s and 1950s, Cooley expanded his empire into film, appearing in numerous B-Western movies like Bells of Rosarita and The Phantom Stagecoach. His musical talents often drove the plot, making him a familiar face to Western film enthusiasts and further solidifying his position as the face of Western swing. Behind Cooley's polished public image lurked a monster. His marriage to Ella Mae Evans in 1938 was plagued by dysfunction, but few could have predicted the horrific violence that would unfold in March 1961. Following an explosive argument, Cooley brutally attacked Ella Mae, beating her to death in a rage-fueled assault that shocked the entertainment world. The investigation revealed years of domestic abuse, with Ella Mae reportedly seeking divorce before her murder. Cooley's attempts to cover up the crime quickly unraveled as authorities uncovered the violent nature of their relationship. The beloved entertainer was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, his fall from grace stunning fans and fellow performers alike. Though eventually paroled, Cooley never recaptured his former glory. Shunned by the industry and public, he lived his remaining years in obscurity, dying from stomach cancer in 1969 at age 59. His story serves as a chilling reminder that fame often masks darkness, setting the stage for our next tragic tale of Hollywood's golden age. 6. Eddie Cantor, radio's rising star. Eddie Cantor's distinctive voice and comedic timing made him one of America's most beloved radio personalities. His shows on NBC, including The Eddie Cantor Show and Eddie Cantor's Hour, captivated audiences nationwide, while his unique blend of comedy, song, and wit proved perfectly suited for the emerging entertainment medium. These radio programs built him a devoted following that would later support his successful transition to movies. Eddie Cantor's journey to stardom began in the vibrant world of vaudeville, where his unique comedic style and musical talents quickly caught Hollywood's attention. At RKO Pictures, he starred in memorable films like The Kid from Spain and Palmy Days, establishing himself as a box office sensation. His catchy tunes, including Merrily We Roll Along, If You Knew Susie, and Making Whoopee, became instant classics, showcasing his exceptional songwriting abilities. Known for his exuberant personality and heartwarming humor, Cantor became one of Hollywood's golden age's pioneering celebrities. His reputation as a family-friendly entertainer endeared him to audiences nationwide, while his philanthropic work set new standards for celebrity activism. Cantor's commitment to charitable causes was revolutionary for his time. He became a founding supporter of the March of Dimes, leading the fight against polio when the disease devastated countless children across America. His dedication to Jewish organizations and various charitable initiatives demonstrated a genuine desire to use his fame for social good. The 1940s brought unexpected challenges when the IRS launched an investigation into Cantor's finances. The tax evasion charges stemmed from complex financial agreements and unsuccessful business ventures that had left his accounts in disarray. The scandal temporarily tarnished his wholesome image, though he eventually reached a settlement with the IRS. Personal tragedy struck in the late 1950s when Cantor lost his daughter to complications during childbirth. This devastating loss led to his gradual withdrawal from public life, marking a somber chapter in the entertainer's otherwise vibrant career. 7. Jean Harlow. Born Harleen Harlow Carpenter in 1911, Jean Harlow revolutionized Hollywood's perception of feminine allure. Her signature platinum blonde hair and magnetic screen presence quickly caught MGM's attention, leading to her contract in 1931. Harlow's performances in Public Enemy, and particularly Red Dust alongside Clark Gable, cemented her status as Hollywood royalty. Her subsequent hits, including Dinner at 8, Hold Your Man, and the aptly titled Bombshell, showcased her remarkable range as an actress. However, tragedy lurked beneath the glamorous facade. The mysterious death of her first husband, Paul Byrne, just 2 months into their 1932 marriage, sparked intense speculation. Though officially ruled a suicide, tabloids suggested darker possibilities, including domestic disputes and allegations of Harlow's involvement. The scandal cast a long shadow over her early career, though she remained resilient in the face of persistent rumors and media scrutiny. Hollywood's fascination with Jean Harlow extended far beyond her untimely death. Despite the lack of concrete evidence linking her to Paul Byrne's passing, the media's obsession with her personal life painted a complex portrait of Hollywood's first blonde bombshell. Her numerous affairs with industry elites, including Clark Gable, became the stuff of legend, while her marriages drew intense scrutiny from a judgmental public. In an era when divorce carried a heavy social stigma, Harlow faced relentless criticism for her romantic choices. The press portrayed her as a woman more invested in scandal than substance, though those who knew her painted a vastly different picture. Her public image as a seductress often overshadowed her considerable acting talents and kind-hearted nature. The circumstances surrounding her death in 1937 at just 26 sparked endless speculation. For months, she had battled mysterious symptoms that doctors repeatedly misdiagnosed. Some blamed the intense pressure of stardom and media scrutiny for her declining health, while others pointed to the toxic chemicals used to maintain her signature platinum blonde hair. 8. James Dean, The Rebel's Dark Legacy. James Dean's meteoric rise to fame captured the rebellious spirit of 1950s youth culture. His portrayals of troubled young men in Rebel Without a Cause, East of Eden, and Giant resonated deeply with audiences, making him an instant cultural icon. However, his passion for high-speed driving would ultimately lead to his demise. Dean's relationship with his Porsche 550 Spider, nicknamed Little Bastard, became legendary. His reckless driving habits sparked rumors of a death wish, with some suggesting his fatal crash was a product of his own self-destructive tendencies. The car itself gained an almost mythical status, with stories of subsequent accidents involving its parts feeding into the legend of a curse. In the tightly controlled world of 1950s Hollywood, Dean's personal life generated considerable speculation. Unverified rumors suggested romantic relationships with both men and women, including an alleged affair with Rebel Without a Cause director Nicholas Ray. His tumultuous relationship with actress Pierre Angeli particularly captured public attention, their romance reportedly derailed by her family's intervention and Dean's unstable nature. The actor's defiance of Hollywood conventions made him both a cultural hero and an industry pariah. After his death, his image became heavily commercialized, with studios and marketers capitalizing on his rebel persona. This posthumous exploitation raised questions about Hollywood's tendency to profit from tragedy, transforming personal pain into marketable mythology. 9. Walter Wanger, a producer's crime of passion. Walter Wanger's reputation as a sophisticated Hollywood producer, known for classics like Stagecoach and Queen of the Night, took a dramatic turn in 1951. When his wife, acclaimed actress Joan Bennett, began an affair with her agent Jennings Lang, Wanger's response would shock the industry and forever change his legacy. The resulting scandal demonstrated how even Hollywood's most respected figures could fall victim to passion's darker impulses. The glittering world of Hollywood's elite came crashing down in December 1951 when respected producer Walter Wanger took matters into his own hands. His marriage to acclaimed actress Joan Bennett had been deteriorating due to her affair with agent Jennings Lang, an open secret that set tongues wagging throughout Tinseltown's social circles. On December 15th, outside the Tropics Motel in Los Angeles, Wanger's jealousy and rage finally boiled over. In broad daylight, he confronted Lang and shot him in the groin, a symbolic act of revenge that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. While Lang survived the attack, the incident's public nature and scandalous implications made it front-page news across the nation. During the subsequent trial, Wanger's defense painted a picture of a man driven to desperation by his wife's infidelity. His emotional testimony about discovering the affair resonated with some sympathetic observers, but the justice system remained unmoved. Found guilty of assault with a deadly weapon, Wanger received a 4-year sentence, though he served only 1 year due to good behavior. The consequences of his actions extended far beyond his prison term. Wanger's once illustrious career in Hollywood lay in ruins. Though he attempted to rebuild his reputation with several smaller productions, his influence in the industry had evaporated. The man who had once produced acclaimed films like Stagecoach found himself relegated to the margins of Hollywood. 10. Marlene Dietrich, from German icon to Hollywood mystery. Rising to international stardom in the late 1920s, Marlene Dietrich captivated audiences with her portrayal of the seductive cabaret singer Lola Lola in Josef von Sternberg's The Blue Angel. Her unique blend of elegance and danger made her an instant sensation, leading to her triumphant arrival in Hollywood in 1930. Dietrich quickly established herself as one of cinema's most enigmatic leading ladies, starring in classics like Morocco, Shanghai Express, and Desire. However, her German roots and connections to the pre-war film industry raised eyebrows as global tensions mounted. Questions about her loyalties surfaced, particularly regarding her relationship with Nazi Germany, which had offered to welcome her back as a national hero. Instead of accepting the Nazi regime's overtures, Dietrich became one of its most vocal opponents. Throughout World War II, she entertained American troops, publicly denounced Hitler, and allegedly engaged in espionage activities to support the Allied cause. Though some questioned the extent of her involvement in intelligence gathering, her wartime contributions earned her numerous accolades, even as whispers about her true role during the conflict persisted in Hollywood circles. 11. Barbara Payton, the tragic fall of Hollywood's rising star. Barbara Payton's journey from promising starlet to Hollywood outcast epitomizes the dark underbelly of fame. After securing a contract with Universal Pictures and making several notable appearances, her breakthrough came in 1949 when Warner Brothers signed her. Starring in films like The Lady and the Bandit and Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye, Payton's stunning beauty and undeniable talent seemed destined for leading lady status. However, her promising career would soon be overshadowed by a series of scandals that would define both her professional and personal life. At the center of her downfall was a tempestuous relationship with actor Tom Neal, whose marriage at the time only added fuel to the tabloid fire. Their affair became notorious, marking Payton as Hollywood's latest scandal magnet. The relationship between Payton and Neal took a devastating turn in 1951. After a night of heavy drinking, Neal viciously attacked Payton in a fit of rage, breaking her jaw and leaving her hospitalized. Despite his arrest, Neal was released on bond and, shockingly, Payton maintained their relationship, drawing even more negative press attention. Her romantic entanglements weren't limited to Neal. An affair with acclaimed actor Franchot Tone, known for his work in the 1930s and 1940s, further cemented her reputation as a woman who courted controversy. The physical abuse that characterized many of her relationships left deep psychological scars, contributing to a downward spiral that would ultimately destroy her career. 12. Robert Mitchum, Hollywood's original bad boy. Born into hardship after losing his father at a young age, Robert Mitchum's early life read like a film noir script. From serving time in juvenile detention to working as a professional boxer, these experiences shaped the tough guy persona that would later define his screen presence. After relocating to California in the 1930s, Mitchum began his Hollywood journey as an extra. By the late 1940s, his undeniable talent had caught the industry's attention. His breakthrough came in 1944, portraying private investigator Philip Marlowe in Edward Dmytryk's noir masterpiece, Murder, My Sweet. The role showcased Mitchum's natural ability to embody the hard-boiled characters that would become his trademark, establishing him as film noir's quintessential leading man. His magnetic screen presence and effortless cool made him perfectly suited for the genre's dark themes and morally ambiguous characters. Unlike many of his contemporaries who faced scandal and ruin, Mitchum's bad boy reputation only enhanced his appeal, proving that sometimes Hollywood's darker elements could work in an actor's favor. Robert Mitchum's unique ability to portray characters with dark, complex edges made him a natural fit for film noir. His brooding presence and effortless cool created an authentic anti-hero persona that resonated with audiences. However, in 1948, this carefully crafted image would be tested when reality began mirroring his on-screen roles. On a fateful night in September 1948, police raided Mitchum's residence in the Hollywood Hills. The operation, part of a broader investigation into drug use among Hollywood's social elite, caught the rising star in a compromising position. Officers discovered Mitchum and several others using marijuana, a serious offense in post-war America that carried severe legal consequences. The subsequent arrest and trial became a media sensation. Newspapers eagerly covered every detail, from Mitchum's stoic courthouse appearances to the testimonies of party attendees. The timing couldn't have been worse. Mitchum's star was ascending, with critically acclaimed performances drawing attention from major studios. The verdict came swiftly: guilty. The sentence, 60 days in county jail, seemed relatively lenient but carried the potential to destroy his promising career. Many industry insiders predicted this would be the end of Mitchum's Hollywood journey, as studios were notoriously cautious about associating with scandal-plagued actors. Surprisingly, Mitchum's arrest and conviction had an unexpected effect on his career trajectory. Rather than diminishing his appeal, the incident enhanced his rebellious image. The public, particularly younger audiences, found his outlaw status intriguing, and his natural coolness under pressure during the ordeal only added to his mystique. After serving his sentence, Mitchum returned to Hollywood stronger than ever. His performances in classics like Out of the Past, The Night of the Hunter, and Cape Fear showcased a deeper, more nuanced understanding of morally ambiguous characters. The very qualities that made him controversial, his defiance of conventional standards and unapologetic authenticity, became his greatest assets. Today, Mitchum's marijuana arrest is remembered as a mere footnote in an illustrious career that spanned 5 decades. His ability to transform potential career disaster into enhanced star power demonstrated that sometimes Hollywood's greatest comebacks arise from its darkest moments. These shocking crimes and scandals from Hollywood's golden age remind us that beneath the glitter and glamour, stars faced the same human struggles we all do. Their stories continue to fascinate us, proving that truth is often stranger than fiction. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more Hollywood history.